Hi, my name's Denise McCabe and I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator in Australia on the New South Wales Central Coast, and this is my Makeup Monday for this week. Today I'm going to show you how to emboss with decorative masks. I received a card from a friend, this one, and this is embossed here, and I thought that's a mask, that's not an embossing folder, and I couldn't work out how she'd done it. And I found out yesterday how she'd done that. So I've got a couple of sets of the masks from the annual catalogue. There is a new set in the mini catalogue. So I just thought I'd give you another example of what you can do with masks. So you can blend over them with the blending brushes. You can use the embossing paste, and now you can emboss through your embossing machine. So it might not be new to you guys, but it was new to me. So I'll put my phone up into the holder and I'll show you how we do it. Thanks. Okay, so this was the card I received from my friend Colette with that embossed mask, which is in the, which mask is it in? Which pack? It's in the Plenty of Patterns Decorative Masks pack. So I will show you the ones in the annual catalogue. So these are the basic patterns, these ones. And these ones are the Plenty of Patterns. So you can see the different images of what the masks are. So I'll show you. So these are the Plenty of Patterns. I'll just find. So this is the one Colette used. And then there's this one, which is there. This one, which is behind that one. And I don't know whether there's an upside down or a right way up. This one, which is there. So that's the Plenty of Patterns. And they're $14 for the set. So I shall put those back in their little bag so I don't get them all muddled up. And then these ones are the basic patterns. So there's the tree type, trees in the distance. There's this flourishy type one. There's dots, and there's this one, which is in the background here. So you can, so I'll show you what's in the mini catalogue first before I say anything else. So these are the masks that are in the mini catalogue. They're with the frosted gingerbread suite. And I've got just about everything in the suite but the masks and the ribbon and the pillow box. I think I've got everything else. I've just ordered the Memories and More card. So these ones, there's does it say what they, it just says 4 designs. So there's snowflakes, there's stripes on an angle. I don't know what you'd call that, but those 2 designs as well. And they're also $14. So, as you know, with masks, you can blend over the top with your blending brushes. So you put your mask down and you blend over the top. And you can also add ink to the embossing paste and put your mask down and scrape your embossing paste over your mask. You have to wash your mask straight away once you've done that. And this was a sample I did a while back, and I think I added either Misty Moonlight or Night of Navy, but just a couple of drops to the paste, and it was the shimmery paste. So they're the 2 things I knew that you could do with masks. I did not know that you could emboss with masks. So I had a little play this morning. So there's some dots on Balmy Blue, I think that cardstock is. So we don't have a dotty embossing folder at the moment. This is the scallops on vellum. These are the trees on soft succulent cardstock. And then on the evening evergreen shimmer vellum. I'll just stand up and see if you can see that. And this was one of the other shapes of masks on the pearlescence paper. And this was the floral one out of the basic patterns, just on crushed curry cardstock. So it's just like an embossing folder. It's insane. You might have already known about it, and I'm just learning now. So this is another card that I made using the trees and the Peaceful Deer bundle. So I ran my soft succulent through with the mask. I stamped and cut out, or punched out with the deer punch, cut these ones out, coloured them in with stamping blends. Just put a little bit of the ground down below them and a sentiment. And I just put some rhinestones onto like stars in the sky. So that was done with a mask. So I'm going to get my embossing machine and we're going to make another card, and I'll show you the layering that you need for the mask, for using the masks. So you need plate number 1. Just make sure that's in view. That's a bit better. You need plate number 1. You need plate number 4. You need your silicone craft mat. Now these are wonderful little things. They're $10 in the catalogue. Have been for a long time. I bought mine years and years ago and it was $10 then. They're great for when you're gluing. So you have to have your silicone craft sheet very clean. No glue blobs on it or anything like that. So I just got a baby wipe out and cleaned it up. And keep your embossing away from the Stampin' Up logo. So I put the Stampin' Up logo facing down. Now the silicone sheet will move. It will sort of move through, but it's okay. It's okay. And then the next plate is a clear number 3 plate. This was a brand new plate this morning. It's got a few bits on it. But I wouldn't recommend you using a hacked plate because that hacked could go through onto your cardstock. So a relatively new plate, if you've got one, is good. This one's not too hacked, but I have a brand new plate, so I'm going to use that. So I'm going to put some mint macaron cardstock on my silicone sheet, and I'm going to put the scallop mask on top, and then I'm going to get my new plate. So we've got number 1, number 4, silicone sheet, cardstock, the mask, and a number 3 plate. So it's firm to roll through, but it's not going to break your machine. It's firmer with cardstock than it is with vellum. And look at that. How cool is that? Another use for masks. So that did move because I had it up here, but it does move, but it's okay. You just got to be careful with it. So I will put my emboss machine away. And my embossing machine picked up my little host code thing. So we'll just sit down and we'll make a very simple card. So I've got a base card here of Whisper White, thick Whisper White. I'll just make sure I'm in view. I'll put it up further. There we go. Okay, and then this is the mint macaroon that we've just wound through the embossing machine. So I'll get my glue, and this is a super simple card. I got a sketch off Pinterest for this card. I do like sketches. I'm starting to use them more and more, as they're very helpful. So I've just attached that to my card base. Now I've got some of the Whimsy and Wonder Specialty Designer Series paper from the catalogue. I'm going to pop that there, and I'm going to pop that there, and I'm going to put a greeting along here. Very simple card. Making the paper the hero of the card. I find with the Specialty Designer Series paper, it can be the hero of the card because it's got that little bit of special either foil paper through it or shimmer or something. It's got something that makes it specialty paper, and it's just beautiful. I could actually, see, I'm going off on a tangent. I could actually back that with a bit of the Mossy Meadow. I wonder if that would look nice. I think it would. Let me just grab my Mossy Meadow. I think it just might make it. Yes, I think that would look nice. I can pop that up on dimensionals then. So let me just check what this is. So this is 7 by 9 centimeters. So I want 7.5 by 9.5. See, the sketch just gets you going, and then you can add, you know, vary it if you like. Yes, I think that looks a bit nicer. But how nice is the scallops behind? So, bit of glue. And there we go. And I will pop that up on dimensionals. So it's got your Christmas trees on it, that paper. You could use the other side of that paper, I think has presents, gifts bundled up. Okay, so I'm just going to pop that there. And I want to use my Peaceful Deer that's what I'm looking for. I was looking for some white cardstock that I had. And what will I use? Merry Christmas, let's celebrate. It's the best time of year. Maybe it's the best time of year, but before I do that, I'm going to cut a piece of cardstock because I'm going to use one of this punch, and I can never remember the name of it. I should put it in my, it's a picker punch. I know it's a picker punch. It's not Lovely Labels, picker punch, Lovely Labels. So I will go to 1/2, 3/4 or 1 inch. So I'm going to go 1/2 inch. I think that will be good enough for this little sentiment. And I'll just cut it there because I don't, make sure it slides in, yes. I'm going to get the Mossy Meadow ink pad. and it's the best time of the year. So I will get my scrap paper because I do like to just practice before I stamp it on my little piece of cardstock. Make sure that's on straight. Sticking to my fingers. Okay, so let's just do this. That's what I want to do. I want to just stamp it here. Yep, pretty good. So I will get my piecing mat out. Make sure I'm still in view. Got nothing in the way. And I'm just going to pop that here in the middle. Perfect. And I'll put my piecing mat away. And I'm going to use this one of my treasured tags. That's what it's called. I'll just trim this down a little bit and slide it in. Make sure it's in and straight. And I keep that little punched out piece because this is how I make sure I get the right, or the same, or nearly the same ending piece. So I just put it where I want it and I draw a pencil line there. And I shall snip that off and put this in. Push it right in, make sure it's in and straight. Oh, just, there we go. Pull it out and you have a nice little tag. So I'll bring my card back in. I wonder if I should put a bit of ink around that edge. Just get my Aussie Meadow down. So I'm just using my blending brush to sponge the edges just to soften it down. That's probably enough. And a little bit more on this end, I think. That's that. And I'm going to pop that up on dimensionals. I'll pop it over here, I think. So we'll get some mini ones. I've got no fingernails and it's really annoying. They're just all broken. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to pop that. I think I'll make a little bit of that poke out. There we go. As I said, it's a very simple card. Now, I could put rhinestones on it for a bit of bling, or these opal rounds. I think I'm just wondering whether the opal rounds would get lost, but I think they take on the colour of the background. Yes, I think they do. Or should I do rhinestones? Good old rhinestones. I think I might do the opal rounds just for a little bit of interest. So I'm going to put one here on the designer series paper, and one down here on the cardstock, and maybe one on top of the tree. So how simple was that card? That was such a simple card. But the focus really wasn't on the card. It was on the embossing with the masks. So have a go, have a play. So you can use the masks for shading and blending over with your blending brushes. You can use it with your embossing paste, but these are using it with the emboss machine and just the right sandwich. So that was the vellum, that's cardstock again, that's the shimmery vellum, the new in color shimmer vellum, that's the pearlescence paper, and that's cardstock. So really interesting just how you can use all your tools in so many different ways. Now I just want to show you my next online class. So it's live from today, and you use this host code if you'd like to participate in it. So it's a specialty class because there's a fancy fold in here. So it's using the frosted gingerbread suite. So, frosted gingerbread suite. Now, because I can't stamp anything for you and mail it out, you'll have to have your own Christmas sentiments. And this is just these are little peppermint lollies, but you could use stars or snowflakes if you've got a little snowflake or star stamp. You get everything cut out and the ribbons and everything in the class. This is another one using the gingerbread paper. So it's focusing on the gingerbread DSP and the dies, and I've used a stamp from the stamp set, but you could put any Christmas sentiment there. And this is the specialty one. It's a pop-up card, so all cut up, everything's cut, ready for you to just put together. All you've got to do is stamp your sentiments on the cards. So that's my frosted gingerbread online class for this, well, not for this month. Starts today and goes through to the 16th of October. You just have to place a $30 order online with me and use this host code, and I will cut up the card kit and send it out to you and send you a link to the video tutorial of how to make them. So I'd love you to go along and have a play with this kit. Yeah, so that's my kit for the first 2 weeks in October. And this is our card today, focusing on the decorative masks, but using them like an embossing folder. Thanks for watching.